The Goodbye Girl is a 2004 film directed by Richard Benjamin. This is written by Neil Simon and it stars Patricia Heaton, Hallie Eisenberg, and Jeff Daniels. And this is actually a remake of the 1977 film. I've never seen that one. I had no idea it existed. If you have any thoughts on how it compares or anything like that, please feel free to share that information. When I watched this, I did think if I like it a lot, maybe I'll check out the original. I didn't really love this, to be honest. I didn't dislike it. I just found a lot of it to be very slow. Not a lot happens. And the whole film is about an hour and 40 minutes, so it's not as if it's a quick film. And honestly, in that time, not much happens. I won't go into every detail and I won't spoil it in case you do decide to watch it, but it's very slow. And our two protagonists, or I guess two of our three protagonists, Paula and Elliot, are both really unlikable pretty much throughout the entire film. So I didn't love it. Paula and her daughter Lucy are forced to share their apartment with Elliot, an actor. And I won't go into the background for this, but I think the setting up was really good. It was very uncertain where things were going to go. I really liked the beginning of the film. And the film is basically all about Paula and Lucy trying to get on with Elliot. Lucy actually gets on with him quite well, but Paula is not happy to be sharing this space with him. And he doesn't exactly love it either, but due to the situation they're in, neither of them really has a choice in the matter. And as the film progresses, we dig a little bit deeper, mostly into Elliot's character. I never feel like we uncover that much about Paula. We obviously do get a little bit, but Elliot was certainly the more interesting of the two characters. And of course, we see changes in how they treat each other, how they react to one another as the film progresses. And I don't want to give away too much more than that. To be perfectly honest, though, there isn't really much more than that anyway. That is basically it. There is obviously a tiny bit more, and we do have some progression of the narrative, but in terms of the specific events of the film, not much else happens. And that's not necessarily why I didn't enjoy it. I did find it a little bit dull, but I can find that if a film has interesting characters, the narrative doesn't necessarily need to be the most thrilling. I am generally narrative-driven, but if we have great characters, then it's fine. But unfortunately, as I mentioned, both Elliot and Paula I found to be really unlikable, and I think Paula was unlikable pretty much throughout the entire film. Elliot, there were moments where I liked Elliot, and there were moments when I didn't. And Lucy, I really liked Lucy as a character. I thought she was brilliant. I thought she had the most sensible, mature attitude, considering she's the child in the story. That's definitely telling you something about how Elliot and Paula were behaving. And I just didn't really enjoy this. And the original has 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb across 16,000 reviews and ratings. It won an Oscar, and it actually won the Oscar for Best Actor in a Leading Role for Richard Dreyfuss. And his performance might have been amazing. I have obviously no ability to comment on that, but it was nominated for the Best Screenplay. And presumably the screenplay is very, very similar, if not basically identical. And I don't understand how that could be an Oscar nominee, because the narrative is very flat and doesn't have that much to offer in this version. So part of me is actually kind of tempted to watch the previous version purely out of curiosity. Maybe I will. Maybe I will have to do that at some point. However, despite my great love of Patricia Heaton, the 2004 version is not making me particularly enthusiastic to do that. Do I recommend it? It's watchable. And as a character, Lucy was really likable, and the performances are fine. I have absolutely nothing against the performances. I just feel like the specifics of the narrative and the characters themselves were not exactly great. So while the performances were fine, I wasn't really enjoying watching it. I don't know. If you're curious, if you like anybody in this, then give it a go. Maybe it will appeal to you more than I did. I'd love to know what you think of it if you've seen the original. Also, is the original better? Should I give that a go? I'm curious, not because I want to watch it, but because I want to see what this multiple Oscar nominee film is like, whereas this one seems to be a strong remake, and I can't really see that being the case. I don't know. Either way, The Goodbye Girl is not a great film. The characters are not likable, apart from Lucy and sometimes Elliot. The narrative is very dull, but I do love Patricia Heaton, and the rest of the performances were very good as well. Watch it if you're curious, but it's not one, at least the 2004 version, that I'll be watching a second time.